Hey everyone, this is Jeffrey from Honda Morristown, and behind me I have the 2021 Ford Expedition Max. Now, it is a fairly large vehicle and subsequently packed full of features. So instead of me just trying to throw a whole bunch out at you, let's go ahead and just start the walk around, take a look, and I want to highlight a couple of things that I really enjoy about this SUV. Now, as you can see as I'm going around here, it is, like I said, fairly large. If you are someone who is in the market for an SUV, especially a third row SUV, you might be a little hesitant because of the size, especially if you're moving up from something smaller. Personally, I understand that, but I wouldn't let it scare you off. The best option is, of course, to come take it for a test drive yourself, see how it handles, and see what you think, and then we can go from there. Because, like I said, as you can see, it is a fairly large vehicle, even just from looking at the back end. Now, that being said, it does handle fairly well, and it doesn't necessarily feel quite as big as it does when you're driving it. Now, one of the great things about this is it does have a power tailgate, which you can control from the key fob. Just click the button twice, and it does open up for you. Now, why I really wanted to highlight this is I actually appreciate how quickly it does go up and then subsequently close as well. I know sometimes power lift gates can take a minute or two to actually get up, open, and closed. This one goes pretty quick, which is nice. So, then once we look in here, you can see there is a decent amount of storage as well, and that is with that third row up. Now, I really do think this vehicle is great for, obviously big families, but especially big families who maybe travel a decent amount and do need stuff to be carried. Because especially since that third row does fold down, you get even more space. It's just really nice, but even with that third row up, you still have a decent amount of room. Then again, click the button twice and it does go down as well, which again, very handy. So we'll continue on around here, and once again, to reiterate, it is a 2021. Love for you to come take it for a test drive yourself, see how it feels, and if you do have any questions or if there's anything specific that you want to see, in a little bit more detail, please let me know. Always happy to help answer any questions that I might be able to, do all I can to try and make the process just a little bit easier. Now, as we go in here, one thing I do want to highlight right away. So you can see here, it looks like there are running boards. They are actually automatic. So as you open the handle here, they actually do come out, which I really like because I'm not a huge fan of, running boards unless I really need them. I'm not super tall. And with this being a bigger vehicle, it is kind of nice, but especially for kids, it's nice that that goes out so they can kind of step in, gives a little bit farther out from the vehicle, makes it a little bit easier to climb up into it, and then they do tuck inside when you close the door as well. So I'll just show that here real quick. So you close the door and it does tuck in here like so. So very handy that it does that, and that just does it on its own. It's not like a button you push or anything like that. It just does it when you open and close the door. So before I climb all the way up in here, just want to show off, it does have nice leather seats, which are in great shape. And like I said, it does have that third row as well. So we'll climb on up in here, which again, I'm not super tall, so I did use that little step, and it is just a nice height there for that. Now, as you can see, it is nice and roomy, which for a big vehicle is not a surprise, but it does have, just kind of a nice, easy to see display in general. You've got steering wheel controls, and honestly, the center console is pretty well laid out too. There's not a ton there, just your shifter, drive mode, all that good stuff. Now, the first thing that I really want to highlight though, again, it's kind of a weird thing to think about, but I'm in and out a lot of different cars, different brands, different years, different makes, different models, all that stuff. I drive a lot of cars doing what I do. I really appreciate the location of this push button start. Again, that seems super strange, but a lot of the time with push button starts, especially when you can't necessarily see where they are, it can kind of be a hassle trying to figure out, like, you know, usually they're like somewhere here, and then you're trying to find until you really get used to like finding where it is. So obviously it's something you just get used to, but I really like this one because it's, you know, it's decently sized. It's not small, and it's kind of more of like a natural, like, oh, I'm going to reach forward, my finger's just going to land there. It's kind of nice for that. But otherwise, it's just nice, easy. It does have the indicator light for when I press the brake pedal that it is ready to activate, and fires right up. Now you hear that beeping, that's because I know I got to get some air in the tires. That's all that is. Otherwise, you can see right away, it does have navigation, nice bright screen, does have dual zone climate control, fan controls. You can got, you know, upper control, lower control. It's got cooled and heated seats, a heating steering wheel, all kinds of different stuff. Honestly, I haven't even found everything there. I mean, it's got like hill descent control, traction control, lane departure assist, auto start stop for, you know, fuel efficiency when you're in town, all kinds of different things there. And then again, bringing back to that display, you can see it is nice and bright. You've got menus that you can navigate through there, all kinds of different stuff. Again, that little TPS, I know I need to put air in the tires. I found that out when I just started up, so no worries there. But otherwise, you know, you've got the shifter. It does have a nice backup camera, which is great. You can see here in the corner too, it does have park assist in front and back, which is nice. All in all, a lot of features. The second thing I wanted to highlight though is up here, you can see it does have kind of this indentation, very similar to the Kia Sorento that I had on the channel a little while ago. Controls for which are up here. Now I'm just gonna push this button and it's gonna auto open there, and it'll open that up. Now, one thing I want to point out here too is something, again, that I appreciate with this. So it does auto open here, and you can see this actually stopped right there. So I'm just going to close this real quick. Now, you can see that this is only about halfway. You can see there's more glass back there. It's because it's actually staged that you can control how much sun is getting in, but it does go all the way back there. And then instead of, you know, having to try and like time it out, like I said, with it being staged, if you want to close it some, you just push it once and it'll actually stop at that halfway point. Right there, nice and easy. And then if you want to close it, you just push the button again and it does close all the way up. So again, just a nice couple of features there. One other it's kind of funky. It took me a second. I like that the door handle is actually tucked inside here, so you don't have anything kind of like bumping into you there. It's not like under there. It's just a nice, easy little, like that. Kind of a fun way of getting in and out there. Now, all said and done, it is a very cool car. Like I said, loaded with features, all kinds of different things. The biggest thing for me is I really recommend coming and taking it for a test drive yourself. See how it handles, see how it feels. That's going to be the biggest determining factor. So if you are someone who is in the market for a, you know, full-size third-row SUV, maybe this one would be a great option for you. Come on down to Morristown, Tennessee. Honda Morristown, that's where we're located. Ask for me, ask for Jeffrey, and I'm more than happy to help take you for a spin, answer any questions you might have, and that's what I'm here for. Otherwise, I will leave you with this, the 2021 Ford Expedition Max.